Welcome to Digital Hospitality. I am your host, Sean Walchef, founder of Cali Barbecue and Cali Barbecue Media. Every business needs to be digital first, and every business needs to be in the hospitality business. That is our ongoing thesis of this show. We are grateful that we have the founder of Pancho's Taqueria. It is Carlos Chavira. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A pleasure to be with you.
Thank you for being here. We love this this opportunity to be able to share the stories of entrepreneurs, business owners, restaurant owners who understand how hard it is to be in the hospitality business, but also understand that we need to use technology to help grow our businesses, and we use technology to communicate. So, anybody that listens to this show, we're so grateful. We've been doing this since 2017. Basically chasing crazy ideas, all the ideas that I didn't learn in business school. That's why I have people like you on to share the story of how hard it is to open up a business, but why it's so rewarding. Can you bring us back to the beginning of the idea?
Absolutely. So I am from Mexico, and so I finished college, and I wanted to always work for huge companies like Sony or Panasonic. So I went for electric engineering. But I needed to speak English. So I came to Boston back in 2000. So I started working in a restaurant in downtown Boston, Maggiano's Little Italy. And I worked there for about 8 years. And then I went from two other different chains. But my sister convinced me, why don't we open our own? We have my mother, which she's a great cook, and and you have all the experience working with these corporations. And so we started looking into opening our own restaurant. So back in 2016, that's when we opened Pancho's. So we started with everything, creating Pancho's back in 2015, but it was 2016 when we really opened Pancho's.
And how big was the restaurant? How big was the restaurant?
It's a small place. It's about 1,300 square feet. So it's fast casual restaurant. We do margaritas as well, so people get to sit down and enjoy their food. So it's really, really authentic.
And what were the struggles when you opened up?
First off, it was building, Panchos. I think the town takes their time and to let us build it, and it was a struggle, but we went through it. It took us almost a year to really build it and follow what the guidance of the town. I think that was one of the first steps. And then when we opened, there was no Mexican food, so it was a huge success. And then we joined Fooda, which we got to go all over Boston, which is great. It's great publicity. You go to these huge buildings and sell for the employees that don't have a cafeteria or anything like that. So it's great to see Panchos all over Boston. We're small, and to get recognized by huge businesses, it's great. When they come to the restaurant, they're like, oh, I've had your food in downtown or whatever. It's great.
Yeah, I think, one of the most exciting things for those of you that don't know, Fooda is a technology platform that helps restaurants coordinate large vending opportunities with large clients. So large corporate clients. I know they're out here in San Diego and places like Scripps, which is a hospital, and a lot of the other Qualcomms and big places. But one of the most important things that really got me excited about what Fooda was doing is understanding that as a restaurant owner, we spend so much time and effort to get people to come to our village. You know, it's
Hmm.
like I spent so much
Exactly.
time building a barbecue business, and there's 3 million people in San Diego. I'm like, if I do amazing barbecue, then people are going to drive 45 minutes to come and line up, you know, to buy our barbecue. And ultimately, what I figured out now, and because of companies like Fooda that allow us to distribute our barbecue, to give us these partnerships, they give us an opportunity to go to places where people want really good food. They just can't, they don't have the time to drive to
Ex-
your restaurant, and you get to go and, you know, pop up, essentially do a pop-up, and serve your great food. Do you remember the first Fuda experience?
Yeah, totally. It was in a huge building in Boston, and we were like so nervous because we didn't. I didn't know the expectation. They told me, oh, you gotta prep for 100 people, and I'm like, 100 people. I'm like, oh my god. So we went in, and it was great. It was just like being at the restaurant in a different building. I always see it. I see it that way. And the thing is that the demographics of Boston, they're when you go downtown, you have to be ready to serve more salads and stuff like that. And then when we go to the suburbs, you sell more meat than anything else. It's just how. But now I know most of the sites, and I go like, okay, so we gotta prep more healthy or veggies for these sites. And it's great to see, to get to know so many buildings and people, and they get excited when they see us come in. And I'm sure for other vendors as well. But it really fills my heart with that pride when I go in and see people going like, wow, that's awesome that you guys are coming in.
So there's a lot of people, do you have a food truck as well, or do you do catering?
No, we do catering, but we don't have a food truck.
So
We
explain to people the difference of why something like Fuda gives you an advantage to not having a food truck.
So what we do is it's really simple. You just bring the food, and you make up a line. And the difference is that for a food truck you have to get permits and stuff like that, and Fuda does that for you. They get all the permitting and all that. And for food trucks, you have to, like I said, get a permit and then find the right spot for it. With Fuda, you open, like it's so, like there are so many sites that I mean, I actually like Fuda better than having a food truck, because the one thing, the investment is not as high as having a food truck.
Yep.
Two, you can go or be at 3, 4, 5 sites at the same time. And uh, it, and I like the rotation as well, that not only one day you have Mexican, the next day it'll be, you name it, Indian, Brazilian, whatever it might be. So people don't get tired of the same food, and they get to try, so many different restaurants that they didn't even know. And what I like about Fuda is that they push small businesses like mine to go out there and grow and
Yep.
get exposed to so many people that they didn't even know that Panchos existed. And now when you go to the John Hancock, they're like, okay, I know who you are, I know where you are, and I know all about your food, which is great.
Yeah. Well, what's amazing is that they go to places where there's already an active audience. So they
Totally.
know that they're going to have lunch, and they know that you're going to be there, and you're going to be able that, oh, Pancho's is here. Like, we get to have lunch, but they already tell you in advance, like you said, 100 people, 200 people, whatever that number is, you can
Mm-hmm.
prepare, as opposed to going somewhere with a food truck where you're hoping that there's a
Yeah.
festival and you're hoping to sell, 50 plates of food, but you don't know. Like, you don't
Mm-hmm.
know. This is a much better opportunity for people, which is why I love the fact that they connect the businesses with
Uh-huh.
an active audience.
And also with a food truck, if it rains, it's not as busy.
Yes.
With food, it's the opposite. So if it's
Yeah.
raining out, people don't want to go out. So
Yeah.
you are in a building and they stay, and it's so much busier
Can
than
you
you know.
Can you tell me about the marketing that you guys do outside of the food? I mean, it's amazing, the fact that you're outside of your business. That's one of the hardest things for restaurant owners to learn, is that, we try to do everything in our restaurant. We try to do things online, but like really when you bring your food to someone else, there's nothing like the magic of someone tasting your food, because we love what we
Exactly.
do. But once they taste their food, they're like, oh my gosh, Carlos, where can I get this? And you go, oh, you have a restaurant? Now they can know, and that becomes like really the best word of mouth advertising. What other types of marketing do you guys do?
We bring coupons or business cards
Uh-huh.
that will let them know where we are located, so they can come up. You know, um, I've had people that have come to Pancho's from literally 40 miles away, and I'm like, oh yeah, I had you at that building, and I told my wife, and here we are because I love your food, and I'm like, whoa, that's that's awesome, that's amazing.
How did you guys do through the pandemic?
It was tough. It still is, but um, we are here, so we are alive, and many people didn't make it. Many restaurants,
Yeah.
unfortunately, didn't make it, and I'm glad to say that we did, and hopefully we go to the numbers that we used to do. And I can't wait to get as busy as we were. We were really busy with food. That we used to do 9 pop-ups daily.
Wow.
Now we
Really?
do 9 weekly. But hey, I'm hoping Boston is opening up. People are going back to their offices, and I get that many companies are not gonna do what they used to do, because
Yep.
COVID taught us many things, that you can stay home and work, and that's going to work for many people, but hopefully not for many, so we can go in and sell Mexican food.
How for the people that are listening that want to get into the business, we have a lot of hospitality professionals that maybe have dreams of one day opening up a restaurant. What kind of advice would you have for them?
um I would say talk to as many people as you can that have gone through opening a restaurant, having a restaurant, even if they close. Just learn from that, and just listen to all the struggles that they have. People think that it's really easy. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll just open a restaurant. No, it's
Yeah.
not that easy. It's time consuming. It's amazing, because you I couldn't see myself sitting at a desk. That's why I love the restaurant business, because every day is completely different.
Yeah.
That's why I love it, because you don't get bored. You get to meet a lot of people, and that's why I love it. But yeah, I will say, speak to as many people as you can that have uh, a restaurant, or have had a restaurant.
Now, when you're doing, you do a lot of delivery as well, third-party
Yeah.
delivery. So
Mhm.
you use all Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash.
Absolutely.
What have you learned to maximize getting more delivery orders?
Um. So I guess you know you have to invest to get more orders, whether it's with Uber Eats or DoorDash or Grubhub. Um, you know, um, in order for you to be up there.
Yep.
But
Pay to play,
exactly.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And
But do you do online ordering through your website?
we do as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So many people don't realize that you know the restaurants contribute a lot to Uber, DoorDash, or, or any of those platforms. They think that they're helping us, but they do on a way. But if they order through us, will be much better than us paying the 20% or whatever percentage it is that we pay.
So how do you do your menu? How did the recipes come up? How did you make it?
So we use my mother's recipes for the most part. We have tricked them a little bit to fit the menu to the community. If I was in all Latino-based community, I would have just kept them the way they were. But we have a lot of diversity, thankfully, in the Boston area. That I don't want to say that it's Americanized, because it's not, but it's not as rich as my mother used to make the food. It's great. It's really tasty, and people that have had Pancho, they'll tell you that it's really authentic, but it's not 100%.
Oh, it's you're making food for a lot of people. I mean, that's what one of the things that we learned in the barbecue business is we serve competition style barbecue, but when you're competing in a professional barbecue contest, you're competing for judges, certified judges, and they get one bite of your barbecue. The people that come in every single day, they're going to eat all of the barbecue. So it is a little bit different, and you have to alter the recipe in order to take care of, instead of just feeding a family of 8 people or 10 people, you're feeding hundreds of people, hopefully every single day. So you're batching those recipes. How many employees do you have working for you?
About 17.
Amazing. And how do you recruit? How do you find the talent?
Actually, they get their own friends to come up, and we'll give it a shot, and if it works, which for the most part they do, that's how we do it. One time I had to post on our Facebook, but that's it. Other than that, same guys will bring their friends, and because we treat them really well. Their family as well. I actually spend more time with my employees than my own family. So they're pretty much,
it's true.
Familiar.
True statement. And one of the things that I talk about a lot on the show is as hospitality leaders, especially as men, it's easy. We take care of everybody. We have to take care of our team. We have to take care of our village. We're in the hospitality. Very rarely do we take care of ourselves. Is there anything that you do? Is there anything that you do as a leader to prioritize self-care?
I think that I feel like I'm a father when I'm there, and I think of them as like I said, my family. So I think I don't think that I think about myself when but I actually they do take care of me. It's a two-way street. I give a lot, they give us a lot as well. So
what do you do when you're not in the restaurant besides thinking about the restaurant?
I go crazy. I go crazy. I spend time with my kids. And
how old are your kids?
My partner. I have a 11-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old kid.
Beautiful.
Son. Yeah.
Beautiful. And what do you like to do with them? I mean, do you want them to be in the business? Because I have a 5-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter, and as leaders, this is the businesses that we choose, the careers that we chose. It's always a question of, do we want them to follow in our footsteps or make their own path?
My daughter can't wait to be at that age where she can start working at Pancho. She loves it.
Amazing.
She loves it. Yeah. We'll see. Who knows? I will support whatever she likes to do, and that's what we do. as parents. You know.
Do you have any mentors or any teachers that have taught you anything, any lessons that they taught you about the restaurant business or business in general?
Yeah, actually, the first GM that I had, I mean, I did everything. That I was a cook, then I was a busboy, then I was a server, trainer. I did some openings for like I said, Maggiano's, and I think that guy that his name is David Kosowski. He was amazing. He was a politician pretty much. He will take something and you'll see it. He'll say this is black, and I'm like, no, it's white. And at the end of the day, you'll be like, oh God, this is black. And he'll make you believe in yourself, and that's something that because I was it was it is my second language, and he was like, you can do it, you could do better, and he pushed me to a point where I did everything in the restaurant, and I became a GM for that company. So it was great.
That's amazing. And what are the big plans for 2023?
So we have two locations. One of the locations we want to change the menu a little bit for that. Again, we're gonna please the town, and I think that we're gonna do some Mexican tapas and try to make it more like bar, like a tapa bar kind of things with more margaritas, more drinks, and that's what we are planning to do, and we're gonna execute it soon, in about 2 months, and we're really excited because it's gonna be we do food, not drinks. Now we're gonna do drinks.
Awesome.
And we're really excited about it.
That's amazing. Well, Carlos, I really appreciate it. I was super excited when I met with the Fooda team about what they were doing, and they were raving about the work that you do with them all over the Boston area, Massachusetts area where you guys are located. And anybody that's listening to this, we'll put a link in the show notes. Please follow Carlos Pancho's Say it for me.
Taqueria.
Taqueria.
Yeah, you got it.
Pancho's Taqueria. We will put a link in the show notes. Follow them on Instagram, follow them on all their social handles, and check out Fooda. If you're in the restaurant business, chances are they're in your market. They can help you sell more food, get more of those orders that you're looking for. Any advice to anybody that if they decide to do something with Fooda, what kind of advice to be successful?
I would say follow what they tell you. It's really a specific for just follow. They'll give you a site direction. Just follow it, and it's really easy to get to where you want to go, and just follow the prep that they tell you, because many people don't, and then they run out of food or they over prep. So just follow direction. I know we don't want to follow
we don't follow
direction because that's who we are.
But restaurant owners are the worst.
Yep, exactly. So just follow what they tell you, and you'll be successful with them.
Right on. Well, I appreciate it, Carlos. I will look forward. How far are you from Boston? Because I go out to Boston to Toast headquarters frequently.
Oh yeah.
How far?
We are about 15-20 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. It's not that far.
Okay. I'll figure out a time. Usually it's a tight schedule when I'm in Boston, but I appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to our digital hospitality audience. And we're grateful to find any entrepreneurs that are winning. I mean, you're doing incredible work. You've survived through the pandemic. You're bringing incredible Mexican food and recipes to, the Massachusetts area, Boston area. That's why we do what we do. We love this business. We love stories, and you're an inspiration to everybody. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And when you come up, you better have our carnitas. They're the best.
That's what I'm getting. The carnitas. You got a deal.
You got it. Thank you so much.
All right,
thanks
Carlos.
for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you. If you guys want to reach me, it's at Sean P. Walchef, SHAWN PWALCHEF. And a reminder, every Wednesday and Friday on the social audio app Clubhouse, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, we have rooms where we talk to people like you, people that are listening to the show. Come up on stage, share your story, talk about your content creation, your sales, your marketing, your digital hospitality solutions or problems. We talk about them all, and that's where we have a community. So we'd love for you guys to join us. Thank you, Carlos, for your time.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you for some amazing food sometime soon.
You got it. Thank you. I
All right, thank
appreciate
you.
it.